Brock Lesnar is going to defend his WWE Championship against the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Amber says he was robbed and he demands a rematch. They will get one more match for the strap. We are going to have no disqualification. Sheamus just said that he quits. Nikki Cross wins. Well, now Fully Loaded got far more interesting. That is a very different look indeed. Okada is calling out Corin. Okada wants to fight him at Fully Loaded. This is an Okada that flat out just wants a fight now. He doesn't care how. Make the match happen. Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is Smackdown Live. We are well on our way towards Fully Loaded. It comes up this weekend. What a night it's going to be. What an event it's going to be. And what a night we had last week on Smackdown Live to talk about. Plenty to discuss there. Plenty made from the Smackdown General Manager. And I have been told that we will be having more news to kick off this evening once again, which should be very, very interesting in itself. But so too should this main event. For the first time in this series of Universe, the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada is on Smackdown Live in ring action in Smackdown Live, and he's taking on the #1 contender to the WWE Championship in the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Michaels prepares for Brock Lesnar this Sunday. Okada wants a meeting with Corin. Will he get it? We don't know. We haven't heard, seen, or had anything to do with that man since Survivor Series. But Okada's here tonight, and he's going to do his best to send one final message before that eventful evening. That is to come at the main event of this evening. I cannot wait to see Okada in ring action. Can't wait to see Michaels fighting as well before Fully Loaded. Going to be a great night here. We're going to kick things off from the very top by hearing once again from the SmackDown General Manager, Christian James. Here he heads towards the ring once again for the second week in a row. Last week I was delivering some pretty big information. Many matches made for Fully Loaded. The tag match, the Intercontinental Championship match, the WWE Championship match was definitely announced. Great bit of work done there. And was very happy to hear from it as well. Nevertheless, here he is again. Making his way out and announcing what he has to announce. And starting things off from last week, saying the last week's episode of SmackDown Live was a great show, but it did leave a great many questions to be answered, and it did leave him desiring one more thing to be added, and he's going to do it right now. First port of call here for Fully Loaded. Matt Riddle versus Bobby Fish will take place at that event. I like the sound of that one, given what has happened over the last few weeks with them. On top of that, he does have an announcement to make. He says he has heard what Okada said last week to close out the show. And he says this: if Corin shows up here tonight and if he wants that match, fine. The match will happen at Fully Loaded, but he's not sanctioning it. It will be an unsanctioned brawl between Okada and Corin. That is huge news delivered there, and he hasn't finished either. Christian James now saying that there is one last port of call to be finished. He has a match spot left to fill at Fully Loaded, and he wants to do that right here, right now. So if there's anyone in the back who wants to end up on the SmackDown Live exclusive pay-per-view, make your way out here right now. And surprise, surprise, the prize fighter answers the challenge. I didn't even get a chance to finish my sentence before the man decided to accept the task. Kevin Owens is the one who wants to go to Fully Loaded, and it doesn't take a mathematician, it doesn't take an advanced scientist to know who Owens probably has his sights set on. If you've been around here for the last few weeks, you'll certainly know who's frustrated Kevin Owens as of late. Owens face to face with the SmackDown General Manager. These two guys have had plenty altercations with one another. And Owens bringing that up, saying the last time he was in this ring with this man, he was told his SmackDown career was on the line. Now Owens stands in front of him, wanting an opportunity at Fully Loaded. And he's not going to bat around the bush either. He wants the DCC's member. He wants Baron Corbin at Fully Loaded. There is unfinished business to have there, and he wants to take care of it. So, what does the SmackDown General Manager have to say about that one? Christian James not going to beat around the bush either, saying to Kevin Owens that he has been impressed by Owens, but he's been impressed by the actions of the DCC too, particularly at Survivor Series. And if Baron Corbin has been getting under Kevin Owens' skin underneath that mask, then it's on. Fully loaded, don't beat around the bush. Kevin Owens versus Baron Corbin is set. Owens gets his wish.
2, 1.
Whoa, 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 that's Corbin! Corbin himself! The DCC! The DCC has struck on Kevin Owens just before Fully Loaded! End of days! From Corbin to Owens! And the newest member of the DCC getting one over on Kevin Owens just days before Fully Loaded! Jesus, an impactful start there on this edition of Smackdown Live. There's no doubt. There's no doubt about it. That was pretty. Oof. Well, Fully Loaded certainly is setting up. That's for certain. I'll be coming up very shortly, and wow, what a event it is going to be. That's for certain. Nevertheless, we're going to start things off the same way we started off Monday Night Raw last night with a tag team match between two very evenly matched teams, the American Showoffs and the Young Bucks, having a rematch from a few weeks ago when they met to determine the number one contenders. The number one contender for this very title. It was the Bucks who came out victorious, and of course it is as a result of that the Young Bucks who are going to Fully Loaded this weekend to fight for the WWE Tag Team titles, of course, against the Gorillas of Destiny. A great opportunity awaiting them, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that match goes on that evening, but I'm also looking forward to seeing how this match goes here tonight. Think about it, Cody Rhodes coming into this one, the final member of the opposing side to the British Empire for one, and then for two, he was responsible for eliminating 2 out of the 3 men who were eliminated in that match, which is an incredible feat for him. You know, and the 2 he eliminated as well were pretty good. Zach Gibson, the newest member of the British Empire, and the leader of the British Empire in Neville. Of course, he was eliminated by the winner and sole survivor of that match, Drew McIntyre. That was one hell of an event, that one was, at Survivor Series, there's no doubt about it. Ziggler, who went from being sole survivor last year to the first one out on the on one side, the next. That was not a good year for him, has to be said. But nevertheless, we continue on here with this action, and there is little point in discussing Survivor Series now. It has come and it has gone. The opportunities now load up to Fully Loaded, where of course for the Young Bucks it is going to be a very, very important evening for them to become the tag team champions once again. It has been, well, about a year since they last held those belts, I believe. Heading close to a year now, and they of course are going to want them back. There's no doubt about it, they're going to want them from the Gorillas of Destiny. They are going to want to be the tag team champions once again, but they've got a very important match to overcome here tonight in order to get that. That, of course, being the American Showoffs. Rhodes is not going to be in the best of moods, I would assume, even though Survivor Series was about a week and a half ago. He's still not going to be in good spirits. As for Ziggler, well, certainly has to be said that he is not going to be in high spirits either, to be fair. This is going to be a very frustrated American Showoffs, and of course, Dolph Ziggler has passed with the Young Bucks as a result of the Bullet Club. He was not the leader of the faction, was Ziggler, but he was the one who was always having the headlines. World Heavyweight Champion at the time. Young Bucks were the tag team champions. Always looking well for the Bullet Club. And then about a year ago, it all fell apart, coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the end of the Bullet Club, and surprise, surprise, I think I brought this up the first time that these guys were in the ring. Cody Rhodes was one of the most, what was a very pivotal part to it coming to an end. As a matter of fact, he kind of, you could say he started the cog turning for what happened on that fateful evening at Armageddon. Rhodes in this one right now against Matt Jackson. Big drop kick there from Rhodes. Gets countered. Good sweep of the leg there by Jackson as well. Could set the Bucks in for a hopeful outcome here in this one. You know, they're going to be wanting that big win before this weekend, before they head into Fully Loaded with the opportunity to dethrone the Gorillas of Destiny. What a nice sight that would be to see, no doubt about it. The longest reigning tag champs on the main rosters, having held the title since start of May, I believe, so coming up on 7 months with those titles. We'll see if it'll come to an end or not when they take on the Bucks. Rhodes in a lot of trouble right now. Nick Jackson coming out of the gates completely swinging here, but Rhodes, the former world champion, just shrugged off that forearm, controlling Matt Jackson in there, and a kick in the back following up from that snap. It might be time for the 3-time world champion to enter into this one. Yes, it will be. Tag made. Ziggler entering the ring now. Counter from Nick Jackson. Good shot in the face from Ziggler now as he gets ready to go here. Off the ropes comes Nick Jackson. Great counter from Ziggler. Side headlock takedown there. Oh, sorry, one of the two. Yeah, I don't know. Great side headlock there from Nick Jackson, though. Ziggler breaks free of it, but the damage was done there. The neck was really wrenched on there by Nick Jackson, so give him credit where it's due. In the turnbuckle we go again now. Tag mate here. They're doing great job so far, the Young Bucks are, with their tags, keeping themselves fast and frequent. And here comes more bang for your buck. Already striking early in this matchup with a big move. The Bucks hit it. More bang for your buck connects. But Dolph Ziggler right back up on his feet and right back into fighting as well. Tilt-a-whirl DDT there, and Matt Jackson goes down. Foot stomp there into the eyes. It's Dolph Ziggler. That's going to hurt Matt Jackson. Ziggler, though, trying to get himself back into this one, trying to get the American Showoffs into a strong standpoint in this match. Good swat to the drop kick there by Matt Jackson. Has him in. Oh, the Uranagi slam of sorts there by Matt Jackson. Out on the apron now. Went for a springboard tope back in the ring, but he did not connect with it. Interesting for Ziggler to decide to go after the leg of all, or the arm of all things. Well, I don't know body parts apparently. To go after the arm of Matt Jackson there. Normally, if you're going after a buck, you would take away the arms. Be real. Out of there by Matt Jackson, getting right back up to his feet though, and going right after Ziggler again. Good quick strikes, and Ziggler back down off his feet. Jackson connecting big with that clothesline. Gonna go to the top rope. That is a long, long way to fly. That is a very long way across the ring. I think even Matt Jackson knew better of it. Goes against his idea there. Decides to instead go with a simple arm drag. Cody trying to get his tag team partner back in this one. Ziggler able to get back in by his own admission. It's struck in the face though, but it's Matt Jackson again getting Irish whipped, and this time the dropkick connects. Now it's Nick Jackson looking for the tag in here. Last time these two guys faced, it was in the main event. These two sides faced, rather. It was in the main event of Smackdown Live. Now here tonight they are opening this edition, and they are putting on another strong competitive tag team contest, no doubt about it. Double back elbows there by Cody Rhodes now. As he is the legal man in this matchup. Going to go for the submission. It was a Tequila Sun, well, it kind of was a Tequila Sunrise-esque maneuver, the way he wrenched on that arm that got Zach Gibson to tap out at Survivor Series. Now we'll see if the same can be done here. Now we were going to see, rather, if the same was going to be done here to finish off Matt Jackson. There was a super kick from Matt Jackson. Super kick connects. But a counter there, up and over the top rope now. Good counter, though, from Matt Jackson. Up on the top rope he goes. Crossbody connects. Covers Cody. Will this be enough? Ziggler in. Makes the save. Nick Jackson from behind. Oh, what a counter from Rhodes there. Kicked him right in the face. It is all breaking off in this ring right now. Big counter there by Rhodes in a big situation. Big clothesline connecting with one as well. Rhodes in now on his own. Din's fire may have just been reversed. And look at this now. Matt Jackson in position. Matt Jackson going to apply a sharpshooter here on Cody. Rhodes cannot. He's trying to crawl to the ropes. Trying to crawl to reach them. Ziggler still down on the outside. And he is unable to make the save. Matt Jackson wins it for the Young Bucks. A submission win as well. Really upgrading their offense ahead of Fully Loaded. Well, there they are, your winners, Matt and Nick Jackson, ahead of this Sunday, picking up a much-needed win. No doubt. Oh, no! A sight we've seen all too familiarly. The Gorillas of Destiny jumping their opponents. The Originals jumping their opponents before a pay-per-view. Typical work from the tag team champions. Still sickening. Well, what a surprise there. That attack from the Gorillas of Destiny. And how apt that we go from an attack from the Gorillas of Destiny to this man coming out next. Shinsuke Nakamura. Jesus. Anyway, that was typical Gorillas of Destiny, I think is the best way of saying it. Typical Originals offense as well to go with it. And it certainly has left a factor, I believe, heading into this Sunday, in quotation marks, for what will transpire at Fully Loaded. That's for certain. We'll see more of it there. There's no doubt about that one. Nevertheless, we move on here to this evening. Shinsuke Nakamura told the SmackDown Live general manager that he wanted to get himself a match in this one. He wanted to get a fight on, and he's going to get just that right now, getting a chance to stretch his muscles, I guess would be the best way of saying it, for Shinsuke Nakamura. Former world champion, former intercontinental champion, and the man who betrayed the crowd here in attendance when he betrayed Kazuchika Okada at Fastlane, and he has stayed under his skin. There's no doubt about it. Since then, I wonder how Nakamura has reacted to the words from Okada. Every now and then, Okada just slips along and reminds Nakamura things aren't finished. They aren't done. But it certainly seems if right now things are busy, very busy, for Kazuchika Okada, because he may have Corin to worry about. If he doesn't, it may very well be the case that Shinsuke Nakamura might just waltz himself back into that scenario. Nevertheless, Nakamura with a tune-up match here on SmackDown Live, going to stretch his muscles against good old Fire Pants. And we're going to see just what Shinsuke Nakamura has up his sleeve, and what we're going to be seeing from the King of Strong Style, I imagine, should we have another meeting between Nakamura and Okada. Big axe kick there from Shinsuke. Jesus, he is already taking care of business right now, doing as he pleases, and looking to end things. Kinshasa connected already. Look at that. Look at the power in that knee from Nakamura. Oh, but look at him. So cocky, so confident. This is just a tune-up match, and he's treating it like this is one of the most important matches of his career as well, the way you would swear that it is do or die in this one for him. Big kick in the gut here to this man, and another one. Kinshasa again. Nakamura into the cover, but the ropes there, keeping big old Fire Pants in this one. He probably wishes that it didn't, though. Ushigoroshi from Nakamura. And things just are not going to get better from him. For him, rather, from there. Forearm rocked him. That knee will ground him as well. Nakamura just toying around with this guy now. Oh, I think I know what is on. Yep, here we go. Line it up for the third time. This guy is done for. Kinshasa connects. Referee can count to 100, I think. This one is just over. Nakamura wins. There you have it. There's not much more that can be said. Shinsuke Nakamura gets his tune-up, gets to remind everyone what he's all about, and gets to remind Kazuchika Okada to always look in front of him and behind him. Because from one angle could come Corin, from the other definitely will come Shinsuke Nakamura. That is for certain. And Nakamura takes the win and will walk away with it. We move on now on SmackDown Live. We continue to move on here. And I believe coming up next it is going to be... Oh no, it's not. Just received word that... Oh boy. Paul Heyman's on his way to the ring. Yep, there he is. Heyman's in the ring now. And you know the news just got delivered towards fully loaded, and it is immediate. That is what Heyman will discuss, saying, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, yada yada yada, client problems, blah blah blah, saying that he proudly represents Bobby Fish heading into fully loaded when he will take care of that punk known as Matt Riddle. He rejected the Dangerous Alliance, and he shall learn to pay for it with his own mistakes, courtesy of the infamous Bobby Fish, and of course, Paul Heyman. The snake never sheds its skin, that's for certain. Heyman continuing on to say that Matt Riddle had the chance to be a star. He had the chance to represent greatness in the Dangerous Alliance, and he turned it down. And that is his undoing mistake. You never turn down Paul Heyman. You never turn down the Dangerous Alliance. Riddle did, and he will learn the error of his ways. Bobby Fish will remind him and everyone why he is, in Heyman's eyes, the true greatest. Sure. And Heyman says that everyone better pay attention to Survivor Series, to Fully Loaded, my apologies there, because we are going to see the re-emergence of Bobby Fish, and we will see in this next upcoming year just what an impact Fully Loaded left, because 2019, just like 2018, 2017, and 2016, will see Bobby Fish as the WWE Champion again, and you can all thank Matt Riddle for that one. Wow. A lot of confidence being expressed by Paul Heyman there, there's no doubt about it, but will it be enough to grant Bobby Fish the victory of Fully Loaded? Well, certainly a message sent there by Paul Heyman. Whether it's threatening or not is up for Matt Riddle to find out and to think about, and also to see if he will pay for turning down the Dangerous Alliance at Fully Loaded. We'll find out if that'll be the case or not, of course, this weekend. There's no doubt in my mind that Riddle is going to be fully ready for that match. There's no doubt in my mind that I don't think Riddle made the wrong decision. I think he made the right decision turning down the Dangerous Alliance. He would have just become another one of Paul Heyman and Bobby Fish's puppets. That being said, it is up to Heyman and Fish to try and show that Riddle made the wrong decision, and we'll see just that at Fully Loaded. Like I said, Riddle going to be ready for that one. Let's hope. Nevertheless, we move on to our next contest of the evening, and an NXT rivalry continues on between Ember Moon and Nikki Cross. These women fought to decide the very first NXT Women's Champion at the very first NXT TakeOver, which was won by Nikki Cross. Ember Moon has never won that big match over Nikki Cross, and now, of course, with Cross heading in to fight for the Smackdown Women's Championship this weekend against Becky Lynch. Well, it could very well be the case that she might not win another match here. Cross won a 5-woman battle royal involving Ruby Riott, Bayley, Paige, and Nia Jax. Eliminated everyone to become the #1 contender. And now she sets her sights on a woman who was an insurance policy within the Originals for Cross to secure that SmackDown Women's Championship. And then ended up becoming the member of the Originals and kicking Cross to the curb. Whether or not Nikki Cross is accepted by the crowd in attendance, she certainly does not care. What she cares about the most now is revenge and that SmackDown Women's Championship being back around her waist for the second time. She gets that opportunity this Sunday against Becky Lynch, and she gets the opportunity to warm up before it as well by taking on her old foe in Ember Moon. Cross certainly is going to be amped up and ready to go for this Sunday, there's no doubt about it. Becky Lynch is going to learn that maybe she did make a mistake. Maybe she did cross the wrong woman at when the Originals turned on him. Maybe the Originals did piss off the wrong woman. We'll see if that'll be the case or not come Fully Loaded. What I do know, though, is that Nikki Cross is beyond ready for this one. I know that Nikki Cross, she could be told she has a match in 5 minutes, and she'll be as ready as you want her to be. She is dangerous. She is a freak in her own way. And Becky Lynch and the Originals, if you ask me, perhaps couldn't have picked a worse target to turn their back on SmackDown Live, but all things considered. You think about everyone on this roster, maybe, just maybe, Nikki Cross was the worst one to turn your back on, because Cross never lets go of a grudge. Cross is never going to make you forget. Cross is going to make you pay for it all. Just every ounce of it. There's no doubt about it. And we'll see if that'll be the case for the Smackdown Women's Championship this weekend. I hope it is. I can't lie. I do hope that we see a huge brawl and the originals getting their mouths shut, courtesy of that woman there. But Becky Lynch has been on a tear as of late. Even the loss at Survivor Series only coming courtesy of a roll-up of all things from Asuka. Wasn't defeated in a quote-unquote legitimate fashion. It's not like she tapped out or she was legitimately pinned or anything like that. It was a very good roll-up from Asuka, very well timed, and it did enable the victory. We'll see what difference that'll make heading into this Sunday or not. Ember Moon right now getting into a collar elbow type with Nikki Cross. Of course, as I said, there is much personal vendetta between both sides here. An extended rivalry of sorts that every time it rears its head, you know is going to put on an entertaining contest. Ember Moon hasn't really excelled under SmackDown Live general manager Christian James, so this is a good opportunity for her here tonight to show the general manager what she's made of and why maybe she shouldn't be what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe she shouldn't be glossed over as much, and she should be given that opportunity to shine in the brightest fashion possible. Nikki Cross now sending her head first in the turnbuckle. Ember Moon getting an unwelcome present there as her head gets strung into that turnbuckle over and over again. Good counter though by Moon on Cross, and a neck breaker connects with there. See what happens now when these two women are going at one another. You got to imagine Becky Lynch is watching this one very, very closely indeed. The same way Heyman was watching Riddle in action last week. Lynch is going to be backstage, be it with the originals or not. We know they're already here because the Guerrillas of Destiny have been seen, and Finn Balor's in action up next. So, but regardless of that, it has to be said that what was I going to say? It has to be said that she's going to be watching this one. She's going to be eyeing up Cross, and the rest of the originals are going to be there with her, taking notes, I imagine, and seeing just what Cross is going to deliver in this match and what she could deliver this Sunday. Because they probably know what she's capable of, considering they were the ones who tried to play her like a fiddle to get Becky Lynch into the originals. And the turnbuckle goes Ember Moon, and oh! The entire body of Nikki Cross goes into that turnbuckle, slamming her down there was Ember Moon. Good opportunity for Moon to expand upon her offense here. In the turnbuckle goes Nikki Cross, and again those double knees in the chest. Very well struck by Ember Moon. Suplex attempt now gets countered by Cross. Hard knee in the head. There could be Cross's opening, and indeed it will be. Samoan driver incoming. Cross is going to nail that one. Ember Moon is still up on her feet and still fighting. Transitions around. Hurricanrana on Cross. Will she secure a surprise win there? No. Ember Moon, you know, wants that win though over Nikki Cross, and she will stop at nothing to secure it as well. Handspring clothesline by Moon. Could leave her in an opening for the Eclipse. She decides to go against it right now. And oh, Cross countered it there, kicking the gut, and a big flying forearm sends Moon off her feet. That could have been the undoing mistake for Ember Moon. That could be what seals the deal. Fisherman's neckbreaker from Nikki Cross. Ember Moon could have been one move away from victory, but instead it's one more defeat to add to the list. Nikki Cross is your winner on SmackDown Live. Heading into Fully Loaded, Cross has secured victory once again over an old rival. Ember Moon is not going to be happy with it at all. Neither, I imagine, is Becky Lynch. Nikki Cross, though, isn't happy with anything right now, and she's letting Ember Moon know that. Taking the boots to her, stomping away at her now. My goodness. And things haven't quite ended yet. Nikki Cross has grabbed the microphone now, and she is going to send her message to Becky Lynch before Fully Loaded. And it's kind of to be expected as what Nikki Cross would say. She is going to slap the taste out of Becky Lynch's mouth. She's counting down the days, the seconds, the minutes, every ounce that she can count with. She is, because Fully Loaded emerges. Becky Lynch doesn't. Nikki Cross is ready for that event. As am I, to be fair, to go with it. Cross versus Lynch is going to be outstanding just because of the hatred that is involved in that one. When they meet for the Smackdown Live Women's Championship, who heads out with that title? I don't know. A wild night of action on Smackdown Live. There's absolutely no doubt about that one. And it will continue on because we have an outstanding match on its way next. One that I'm sure, though, will end in some sort of controversial fashion. Coming up next, Kota Ibushi versus Finn Bálor one-on-one here. Non-title, of course, as Finn Bálor prepares for that no disqualification match against Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship at Fully Loaded. Now, what an opponent he has got to line himself up for it. The Golden Star is a very tough opponent. Bálor knows that, though, but Bálor knows also that he has to keep an eye over his shoulder for the arrival of the Lunatic Fringe Dean Ambrose. The match was made last week on SmackDown Live. Ambrose was the one to make sure that that match was going to be made. And I have been told, little birdie has told me, that the originals do actually have some concern over what Dean Ambrose might do, judging by what transpired at Survivor Series. As a result, Finn Bálor will make his way out here, but he's told Bad Luck Fale to guard the entrance ramp to make sure that Ambrose doesn't come running down from it and attack him at any point during or after the match. Finn Bálor going to go this one alone. No Fale at ringside to make an impact in this one. So Bálor goes it alone. And of course, with all the cockiness and confidence that he has going for him and all the shady victories that he's got as of late, courtesy of Bad Luck Fale, I do have to ask, is Finn Bálor going to be able to utilize some of that to pick up a win here tonight? I'm not 100% certain that he will. Certainly not against a guy like Ibushi. Because the thing is, you can try underhanded tactics against most people and they'll come out the way you want it to. You can try it against Ibushi, and the reality is he'll probably just kick you in the face. He doesn't really care. Nevertheless, Finn Bálor prepares for this one here against Ibushi, that Intercontinental Championship, of course, around Balor's waist. Will it be still there come the end of this Sunday, come the end of Fully Loaded? Will Finn Bálor still be holding on to that Intercontinental Championship? No DQ. And I also, in a way, hope that no originals will make their impact on the match as well. Let's just say that. Bálor ready, though, for this one. As am I. Ibushi gearing himself up on the outside and with no Fale at ringside. Will that be an impacting factor on this one? With Ambrose really being treated as a threat as well ahead of Fully Loaded, will that give the Lunatic Fringe a little bit of a mental boost heading into the evening? Think about it. If Ambrose knows he's under the skin of Bálor, Fale, etc., then he knows he can get one over on him. And of course, if you say no disqualification and add Dean Ambrose into that sentence, well, he's going to love it. He's going to love being involved in it, because that just means that he gets to do whatever he wants, and ain't no one going to tell him that he can't. That just makes it even more fun for the Lunatic Fringe to mess up. What the hell? That's the theme of Dean Ambrose. Bad Luck Fale going to be guarding the entrance ramp, but that hasn't made a difference. That hasn't made a difference. Through the crowd he came. Dean Ambrose right there. And with Dirty Deeds onto Finn Bálor. Ref never saw it. Ambrose getting the hell out of Dodge. And Kota Ibushi will pick up the scraps, covering Finn Bálor here. 1, 2, and 3. Ibushi wins because of Ambrose. Cover the entrance ramp, but that wasn't going to be enough. Bálor beaten here. Ambrose playing the originals game against him and makes them pay. Ambrose beaten. The Golden Star will take all that he can from it. Great thinking there from Ambrose. Play their own games. Get as dirty as he wants heading into this Sunday. It's all legal at Fully Loaded. Good idea there. Gotta give him credit. Now, though, we move into our main event of the evening. Let's not waste any more time. Here we go. Kazuchika Okada versus Shawn Michaels. Oh, here we go. I'm ready. I am very, very ready, and so too is this man, the Rainmaker, who made his way out with that newly dyed red hair of his and challenged Corin to a match at that event. He said to Corin, let's do it. Let's face at Fully Loaded. And we've heard nothing from that man since. Surprise, surprise as well that we haven't, to be honest, because that's how he does things. And it may also be the case that, well, simply put, that man doesn't have a contract in this universe right now. He was fired from NXT after losing a takeover, and we were all so happy that that was the case as well. But now we find ourselves having to accept the fact that he's still around here. And we'll see just what... Wait a minute. I haven't finished my point. Oh no. I'm being told a report's going on backstage. Apparently something involving Shawn Michaels going on backstage. We gotta go backstage right now. Oh sweet good. Oh no. The reports were right. That is not just anyone though. Manhandling Shawn Michaels. It's Brock Lesnar of all people, the WWE Champion. Days before Fully Loaded. Assaulting Shawn Michaels backstage here. Oh my goodness. Suplex City on the concrete flooring in the backstage. And Lesnar setting up for the F5. Wait. In the ring. Where did he get in the ring? It's Corin. Corin's hit the ring. And he's hit Okada. From behind on the Rainmaker. Okada's in deep jeopardy. Double underhook brainbuster, no! I can't believe what I'm seeing. Corin's on Smackdown Live. The Rainmaker was none the wiser. Clock strikes 12. You evil bastard. Okada blindsided. And Corin instantly going for the microphone. And he says that he wishes he could have done more. He wishes he could have killed two birds with one stone. But that didn't just quite happen here tonight on SmackDown Live. Nevertheless, he has graced everyone with his presence, and he has graced it all with a returning message as well. If they want him at Fully Loaded, consider themselves blessed, because Corin will face Okada. Oh my God, you are kidding me. And not only that, but Corin says that he cannot await for Fully Loaded either. He does not care if the match is unsanctioned. As a matter of fact, he welcomes it. It's a blessing, because that means no one can stop him from ending the career of the Rainmaker. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Always watching and always listening. Corin versus Okada this Sunday at Fully Loaded in an unsanctioned match. This is gonna happen.